Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to share practical methods to overcome indecisiveness and make confident decisions without all that mental exhaustion. If you've ever felt stuck choosing between options, this video is definitely for you. Are you struggling with things like this? You stand in front of a restaurant menu for 10 minutes, unable to decide what to order. At work, you spend hours debating which approach to take on a project, missing deadlines because you can't commit to a direction. You spend your evenings scrolling through shopping websites, adding items to your cart but never checking out because you're worried about making the wrong choice. Maybe you've even missed opportunities in life because you took too long to decide, whether it was a job offer, a relationship, or a major life change. Many people have these same concerns. You're definitely not alone in this struggle. The constant second-guessing, the fear of making mistakes, and the overwhelming feeling when faced with choices, all of this drains your energy and holds you back from living the life you want. Here's the great news. The methods I'm sharing today might be really helpful for transforming your decision-making abilities. These aren't complicated theories or time-consuming practices. They're simple, practical techniques that you can start using right now, today, and you might notice real changes within just a few days. Imagine making choices quickly and confidently, without that nagging doubt or mental fatigue. That's exactly what these methods can help you achieve. So why does indecisiveness happen in the first place? Let's understand what's really going on. First, there's something called decision fatigue. Every single choice you make throughout your day, from what to wear to what to eat to which route to take to work, all of these decisions drain your mental energy. Research institutions have found that the average person makes thousands of decisions every single day. It's like your brain has a battery, and each decision depletes it a little bit. By the time you face an important choice, your mental battery might be nearly empty, leaving you feeling paralyzed and unable to choose. Second, perfectionism creates false expectations. Many people believe there's one perfect choice for every situation, and this belief creates enormous pressure and anxiety. The truth is, most decisions don't have a single correct answer. There are usually multiple good options, and the fear of not choosing the absolute best one keeps you stuck in what experts call analysis paralysis. You keep analyzing and reanalyzing, searching for that perfect solution that often doesn't even exist. Third, overthinking prevents action. Your brain naturally wants to protect you from mistakes. This is actually a survival mechanism that evolved to keep humans safe. But in modern life, this protective mechanism can go into overdrive. You end up analyzing every possible angle, every potential outcome, every what-if scenario, indefinitely. The irony is that not deciding is often worse than making an imperfect choice. While you're stuck deliberating, opportunities pass by, stress accumulates, and nothing changes. Here's a common mistake that many people fall into. They think they need more information or more time to make the right decision. So they keep researching, keep asking for opinions, keep weighing options. But here's what research shows. Most indecisiveness doesn't come from lack of data or insufficient time. It comes from emotional barriers and ingrained mental patterns. The good news? These patterns can be changed with simple, practical techniques. You can actually train your brain to make decisions more confidently and quickly. So let's dive into the methods that will help you do exactly that. Method number 1 is the deadline decision rule. This is one of the most powerful techniques for overcoming indecisiveness. Here's exactly what you do. First, set a specific deadline for your decision. For small everyday choices like what to eat or what to wear, give yourself 2 to 5 minutes maximum. For medium-sized choices like which product to buy or which project approach to take, set a deadline of 30 minutes to 2 hours. For major life decisions, give yourself 24 to 48 hours maximum, not weeks or months. Next, write down the decision you need to make and your deadline at the top of a piece of paper. This physical act of writing creates psychological commitment. When your deadline arrives, make your choice immediately. No extensions allowed. This is crucial. Finally, remind yourself with this phrase: whatever I decide will be fine, and I can adjust later if needed. This acknowledgement that decisions aren't usually permanent reduces anxiety significantly. Here's the success tip for this method. Start with really low-stakes decisions to build the habit. Practice on things like choosing what to have for lunch or which movie to watch. These decisions have minimal consequences, so they're perfect for training. Use a physical timer that creates real accountability, something you can see or hear. Better yet, tell someone your deadline. A research institution found that sharing your commitments with someone else increases your success rate up to 95%. The social accountability is incredibly powerful. Within 1 week of using this method, you'll notice yourself making faster decisions on daily choices. Within 1 month, you'll feel significantly less stress and much more confidence in your ability to commit to choices. People who consistently use deadline setting report feeling liberated from the endless loop of indecision. Method number 2 is the satisficing strategy. This might sound like an unusual word, but it's a game changer. Satisficing means finding the happy medium between satisfying and sufficing. Instead of trying to find the absolute best option, you choose the first option that meets your essential needs. Here's how to do it. Before you face a choice, identify your minimum criteria. What needs are absolutely essential? What truly matters most to you in this decision? Write down 2 to 3 must-haves that are non-negotiable. Then, choose the first option that meets all your essential criteria. This is the key part. Once you find something that checks all your boxes, stop searching. Don't keep looking for something potentially better. Accept good enough and move forward with confidence. Why does this work so well? Studies show that people who examine every possible option, called maximizers, actually report less happiness with their decisions than people who choose good enough options, called satisficers. Maximizers spend more time deciding, experience more regret, and frequently engage in unhelpful social comparison. Satisficers, on the other hand, make faster decisions and feel more satisfied with their choices long-term. Here's a practical tip. Write down your criteria before you start shopping or researching options. This prevents you from being swayed by every attractive feature you encounter. Also, set a limit on how many options you'll even consider. Research suggests that 3 to 5 options is optimal. Beyond that, more choices actually decrease satisfaction and increase decision difficulty. Let me give you a real example. Imagine you're buying a laptop. Your essential criteria might be reliable brand, at least 8 GB of RAM, and under $800. Once you find a laptop that meets these 3 requirements, you buy it and stop looking. You don't spend hours comparing 10 different models, reading hundreds of reviews, and agonizing over minor differences. The result? You get a laptop that meets your needs, you save hours of time and mental energy, and research shows you'll actually be happier with your choice than if you'd exhaustively researched every option. You'll experience immediate reduction in decision time with this strategy. Within 1 week, you'll spend 50 to 70% less time on routine decisions. Within 1 month, you'll feel more satisfied with your choices and experience less regret. Method number 3 combines intuition with logic, and it's incredibly effective. Here's the step-by-step process. Get a piece of paper and divide it into 2 columns. Label one column, gut feeling, and the other, logical analysis. Face your decision and immediately write down your very first gut instinct in the gut feeling column. Don't think about it too much, just write whatever comes to mind first. This initial response is important because it comes from your subconscious mind, which processes information faster than conscious thought. Next, take a 2-minute break. Walk around the room, stretch, do some jumping jacks, or grab a glass of water. Do something physical to reset your mental state. This break is crucial because it allows your brain to switch gears. After your break, return to the paper and write a quick pros and cons list in the logical analysis column. Don't overthink this part either, just jot down the main advantages and disadvantages that come to mind. Now comes the integration step. Compare both columns. Does your logical analysis support your intuition? If yes, decide immediately and take action. If your logic and intuition conflict, ask yourself why. Often, the conflict reveals important information. Maybe your gut is picking up on something your conscious mind hasn't fully processed yet, or maybe your intuition is based on fear rather than wisdom. When logic is evenly split, meaning there are equal pros and cons, trust your intuition. Studies have shown that gut feelings paired with analytical thinking lead to better outcomes than using intellect alone. Here's a fascinating example from research. A study of car buyers found that those who relied on logic alone were satisfied with their purchase long-term just 25% of the time. But buyers who used their intuition were happy 60% of the time. That's more than double the satisfaction rate. Your intuition is actually based on accumulated experience and pattern recognition that happens automatically and incredibly fast, faster than conscious reasoning. When you combine that intuitive wisdom with logical analysis, you get the best of both worlds. Top executives and military personnel have been trained to refine and trust this combination approach, especially in high-pressure situations. Within 1 week of practicing this method, you'll develop more trust in your intuition. Within 1 month, you'll make faster, more confident decisions that feel right both emotionally and rationally. Method number 4 is creating a decision fatigue prevention system. Remember how we talked about decision fatigue draining your mental energy? This method tackles that problem directly by reducing the number of decisions you have to make. Here's exactly how to set it up. First, identify the repetitive daily decisions that drain your energy. Common ones include what to wear, what to eat for meals, which route to take to work, when to do certain tasks, and whether to attend various commitments. Make a list of these recurring choices. Next, create simple rules or routines to eliminate these choices completely. This might sound rigid, but it's actually incredibly liberating. For clothing, consider wearing the same type of outfit Monday through Friday, like successful executives who wear the same style every day. For meals, do meal planning and preparation on Sundays for the entire week. For bills and subscriptions, set up automatic payments so you never have to think about them. The third step is batching similar decisions together. Instead of grocery shopping 3 times a week, do all shopping once weekly with a prepared list. Instead of checking and responding to emails throughout the day, answer them only at set times, perhaps 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. This batching dramatically reduces the cognitive load of constantly switching between different types of decisions. Fourth, reserve your best mental energy, which is typically in the morning for most people, for your most important decisions only. Don't waste peak mental performance on trivial choices. Finally, take breaks before major choices. Even a 5-minute walk can restore decision-making clarity. Physical movement increases blood flow to the brain and provides a mental reset. Here's what this looks like in practice. A professional implemented this system and reduced daily decisions by about 50%. Morning routine became automatic, same breakfast, same workout time, same work start time. Clothes were chosen the night before. Meetings were batched into specific days when possible. The result? Dramatically more mental energy throughout the day, better focus on creative and strategic work, and significantly reduced stress. Research shows that this kind of decision reduction preserves cognitive resources for what truly matters. Within 1 week of implementing your prevention system, you'll notice more mental energy throughout the day. Within 1 month, you'll have significantly reduced decision stress and improved focus on meaningful work and activities. You'll feel like your brain has been freed up to think about things that actually matter. Method number 5 is the 2-minute micro-decision rule, and it's perfect for handling the dozens of small choices you face daily. The concept is beautifully simple. When faced with any small decision, ask yourself one question: can I make this choice in under 2 minutes? If the answer is yes, decide immediately without any further analysis. Use simple selection criteria. You can choose the first acceptable option you see. You can flip a coin when you have two equally good choices. You can ask yourself, what would I tell a friend to do in this situation? Often, we give better advice to others than we do to ourselves because we're not emotionally entangled. Make the choice and then move on. No second guessing allowed. This is crucial. The decision is made, so release it and focus on the next thing. For decisions that you realize will take longer than 2 minutes, don't let them linger in your mind, creating low-level anxiety. Instead, schedule them for a specific time later when you can give them proper attention. Write down, decide on X at 3 p.m. today, and then truly forget about it until that scheduled time. Apply this 2-minute rule to restaurant menus, minor purchases under $20, small adjustments to your daily schedule, routine work tasks like which email to answer first, and household choices like what to watch on TV. The mental relief from making quick decisions on these small matters creates momentum that carries over to larger decisions. It's like exercising a muscle. The more you practice quick, confident decisions on small things, the stronger your overall decision-making ability becomes. One person who implemented this rule shared their experience. They realized they'd been spending 15 to 20 minutes choosing what to order for lunch every day. That's over an hour per week of pure decision paralysis on something relatively unimportant. They started using the 2-minute rule and chose from the first 3 items on the menu that looked good. The result? They saved hours per month, reduced lunch-related stress to nearly zero, and interestingly, they enjoyed their meals just as much as when they'd agonized over the choice. Within 1 week, you'll eliminate 60 to 70% of minor decision paralysis moments. Within 1 month, quick decision-making on small things becomes an automatic habit that you don't even have to think about. Method number 6 is the Perfectionism Release Exercise. This addresses one of the root causes of indecisiveness, the belief that you must make perfect choices. Here's how to practice releasing perfectionism. After making any decision, whether it's small or large, write it down in a journal or notes app. Include what you chose and briefly why you chose it. Also note your emotional state at the time of deciding. Were you anxious, confident, relieved? Just observe and record without judgment. 1 week later, review that entry. Ask yourself these questions. Was the outcome as critical as it felt when I was deciding? What actually happened as a result of this choice? Were the consequences I worried about actually realistic? In most cases, you'll discover that the decision wasn't as crucial as it seemed, and things worked out fine regardless of which option you chose. Over time, document instances when imperfect decisions led to positive results. Create a section in your journal called Good Enough Wins, where you list these examples. When you're feeling stuck in indecision in the future, review this list. It serves as powerful evidence that perfect choices aren't necessary for good outcomes. Here's an important truth that research supports. Most decisions are actually reversible or adjustable. Very few choices lock you into a permanent path with no possibility of change. Remind yourself of this constantly. If you choose option A and it doesn't work out perfectly, you can often course correct, try a different approach, or even switch to option B later. A research institution studied people who accepted uncertainty and made decisions despite imperfection. These individuals reported significantly greater happiness and life satisfaction compared to those who waited for perfect clarity before acting. There's a real-world example that illustrates this beautifully. A professional was torn between 2 job offers. One seemed safer and more prestigious, but another at a startup felt more exciting despite being the less perfect choice on paper. She chose the startup opportunity even though she couldn't be certain it was the right decision. It ended up being the best career move she ever made. She was happier, more fulfilled in her work, and her professional relationships improved dramatically. She learned that taking action, even imperfect action, was better than staying frozen in indecision. Challenge the belief that you must know everything and anticipate every outcome before deciding. Life is inherently uncertain. Waiting for perfect information means waiting forever because perfect information doesn't exist. Successful people don't make perfect decisions. They make decisions and then work to make those decisions successful through their commitment and effort. Within 1 week of this exercise, you'll begin releasing the need for perfect choices. Within 1 month, you'll develop a much healthier relationship with uncertainty and feel genuinely empowered by your ability to handle imperfect outcomes. This shift in perspective alone can be life-changing. Now let's summarize the key points we covered today. First, set clear deadlines for your decisions and stick to them, no extensions. Second, choose good enough options that meet your essential criteria instead of searching endlessly for perfection. Third, trust your gut feelings, especially when combined with logical analysis. Fourth, automate routine choices to save mental energy for decisions that truly matter. Fifth, decide fast on small things using the 2-minute rule. And sixth, let go of perfectionism by recognizing that good decisions are better than perfect decisions that never get made. The most important thing to remember is this. The goal isn't making perfect decisions. The goal is making good decisions quickly and then moving forward. Action beats perfection every single time. Please start with the method that resonates most with you. Maybe it's setting deadlines, or maybe it's the satisficing strategy. Pick one technique and implement it today for your next decision, even if it's something small like what to have for dinner. After watching this video, I'd like you to try something specific. The next time you face a choice, set a 5-minute timer for yourself. When that timer goes off, make your decision and commit to it. No second guessing. Just choose and move forward. Notice how it feels to make a quick, confident decision. You might feel a sense of relief, maybe even excitement. That feeling is what you can experience regularly when you build these decision-making skills. You might notice real changes within just 1 week of consistent practice. Remember, it's okay if your decisions aren't perfect at first. What matters is building the habit of deciding. Every choice you make strengthens your decision-making muscle. Every time you commit to an option and move forward, you're training your brain that indecision isn't necessary. You're proving to yourself that you can handle whatever outcomes arise. Continuing little by little is what creates lasting transformation. Small consistent actions lead to big changes over time. Your life is literally waiting on the other side of action. All those opportunities, experiences, and growth you want are accessible once you break through the barrier of indecision. Successful people aren't people who make perfect choices. They're people who make choices and make them work. They decide, they act, they adjust if needed, and they keep moving forward. You have that same capability inside you right now. These methods simply help you access and strengthen it. If today's content was helpful to you, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel and lets me know that this kind of practical content is valuable to you. If you want to learn more methods for solving everyday problems and improving your life, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. I share new strategies every week, all focused on practical solutions you can implement immediately. We're building a community of people who take action and solve problems together. I'd love for you to be part of it. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, you have the power to transform your decision-making starting right now. Take that first step today. I believe in you, and I'll see you in the next video.